All right, CHR Postgame. Subscribe to this YouTube channel. Follow us on Instagram at Chicago Hockey Radio. Leave a 5-star rating and review on Spotify and Apple Podcast, and hit the thumbs up on this YouTube video. Justin Lynch, Lee Grossman, Tassos Kirkos, Hawks lose 6-2 to the Seattle Kraken. And boys, I don't know anymore. Like I just don't know like what we're doing here. Like Lee walked in today. He's like, oh, the Hawks are gonna win. They lose 4 straight on the road. They come back to the United Center, where we put out a clip today that didn't do as well as it should have, that the Hawks are so much better at the United Center than on the road. And we got that. They go up 2-0 and arguably their best first period of the year, and then probably put together what we might all say is the worst 40 or 20 minutes of hockey in that second period there of the season. Maybe one of them. I don't know. But yeah, fellas, that stunk. I don't really want to talk a lot, so I figured I'd get it all out of the way here in 20 seconds. And yeah, dude, I don't know anymore. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah, the Hawks really blew it tonight. I mean, you sick to see it once again. How is that consecutive 6-2 losses to a West Coast team, man? It's the same thing all over again. Utter woke nonsense, just a disgraceful performance. To quote Frank Heffley, because I keep seeing him on TikTok, I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed in this Hawks team, man. It's like I was in the same mindset as Leak. I was actually going to this game with some optimism, right? I was even, happy to see you guys, with the surprise live stream. Like, okay, there we go, lock in the dub, baby. And it started off well, get Bedsy on the board. Absolute snipe job of a goal from Artie Lepshinov. I mean, that's the two you want to see connecting, right? You couldn't start the game off better. Get a 2-0 lead, but you know what they say about that multi-goal lead, the most dangerous lead in hockey. And the Hawks give up 6 unanswered goals. 6. How do you do that? How do you do that? Unbelievable. I don't even know what to say anymore, man. It's like, how many times have we seen games like this 5-game losing streak? I don't know if this team's going to win again. I think we have 14 games left this season. Kings next on Thursday. That's already a loss as far as I'm concerned. I think 6 of the next 7 games at home, which I thought was a good thing, but we look like the same team we saw on that latest road trip. So maybe it doesn't matter anymore. Maybe now we're the same team home versus away. I don't know. Yeah, that positive month of March has gone spiraling down the toilet. Every time we think this team starts to rise up, and it just comes shooting back down. Snap back to reality, to quote Eminem. So, yeah, I don't really know what else to say. A lot of word salad right now, but that's this team will drive you crazy. It will brain rot you. That's 2025 Blackhawks hockey feud. Take it away, Lee.
Great, yeah. Let's just throw it to me now. I don't even know how we're gonna do this fucking post game. I mean, that was so bad. Back-to-back 6-2 losses. It's kind of one of those things where it's like, yeah, we got 14 games left, but it's like, where do you go from here? Like, are we gonna go into the game on Thursday against the Kings super hopeful and be like, I don't know, man. Like, how does the locker room bounce back from the past few games? That's now 5 in a row that we've lost. It's rough. And to be honest, back to the point about not knowing what the hell is going to be said on this post game, I feel like Tassos and I didn't even watch the second half of that game. We were just fucking complaining and talking about how bad this team is. And I don't know, doing a lot of trade and free agent talks, which I think we should carry over onto the post game, honestly. I don't know, man. It's like, it's nights like these where it's like, oh, maybe we are pretty far away from being something, right?
Yeah, I mean, the future is bright, but like that doesn't distract from the fact that the present really, really sucks. And it's like, it's pretty rare you see like that drastic of a turnaround that quickly. Like, it's going to take time. It's going to be a gradual process here. So, I know fans are already losing their patience, but I think we're going to have to need a little bit more patience here, because it's pretty clear to me. I know there's going to be people hop on the train next year if we do make those big moves this offseason, playoffs. It's like, yeah, no, that's not happening until at least 26, 27. I don't care what you do this offseason. So, yeah, I mean, I do think a lot of it, to be fair, will be solved by the coaching change, but it's like, we've also had 5 different coaches since Joe Quenneville. So it's like, it's not a guarantee we're going to nail that, but we have to nail that. Like, we absolutely have to nail the coach. Like we could talk about free agent signings and trades and what the roster should look like next year all we want, but it doesn't really matter if the guy leading the charge doesn't know what he's doing, which we've had, the last few years here. So I guess that's what we got to think about.
Absolutely. Justin wants to nail the coach. Will said in chat, Marner, Barzell, Pedersen, Pasta, Kyrou, Thomas, Besser, Zegras, Ehlers, Bennett.
Yeah, just bring them all, right? The cap's going up. I'm sure we'll find a way to make that work. We could launder some money somewhere. I don't know, in the Ozarks in Missouri.
We'll find a way to make that work. That is a solid, comprehensive list of like, Kyle Davidson should be trying to go after every single one of those guys. And as long as he gets, try to get a couple of them, that's kind of the direction he has to go. Like, I know we've got the draft, but I really don't believe that this Blackhawks franchise is going to be able to sit through another year of this. And
yeah,
like,
no, as good as McKenna is, it's just not going to happen.
The way things look right now, like, even if you do just have a lineup completely dominated by these young players, and we all want to see them, and we all want them to develop and grow, but if you keep it like this, it's gonna be they're gonna be a bottom 3 team in the league next year.
Yeah, like drafting alone, which Kyle has done, a pretty good job of. Like that alone is not going to save this team. Like you got to bring in pieces here to supplement the youth movement, right? I mean, that's I think that's kind of what we're seeing right now as well. Like not all of them are here yet, but a lot of our future is on this current team right now, and hasn't really gotten a lot better. But I think it's more so just because the skill isn't there, the talent isn't there. We don't have the veterans. The veterans who do have this team just aren't. They aren't it. They're not there to kind of bring this thing along. So we need to make those those big additions there to kind of help drive the bus here. Yeah.
Yeah, Tassos, you agree?
If you don't get Marner, you're done for. If you don't get Mitch Marner, like that list is good, but like it's going to take a lot to get David Pastrnak out of Boston. Those other players are not in the same tier. Like if we're grouping stars in the National Hockey League, a Mitch Marner, a Mikko Rantanen, a David Pastrnak are in a tier above Barzal, Pettersson, Kyrou. Thomas maybe is like, I don't know, like somewhere in the middle of those, but like not really. Besser, Ziegler, Sealers, Bennett, like those guys are all a step or maybe even 2 in some cases below that tier of player we're talking about. And if you think about it, like,
yeah, but you bring 1 or 2 of them in,
that's what you thought you did this year with Teravainen and Bertuzzi.
Marner's the only needle mover in this free agent class. Like, there's a lot of really good players in that tier too, but Marner's the only guy who, like, him alone would help. I see what you're saying there, and it's like it does kind of feel like all of our eggs are in that basket. If that doesn't work out, you better have a pretty damn solid backup plan in place.
And it's like, okay, you can go out and get Brock Besser and Nikolai Ehlers, right? But Lee's sitting here complaining about the Seattle Kraken, saying how bad they are. Well, you go out and you sign like Nikolai Ehlers and Brock Besser to those contracts. Suddenly you're going to look like the Seattle Kraken quite a bit here.
Oh, that's crazy.
In a few years, if you can only get the mid tier of player, eventually you end up as mid one day.
The owner of the Seattle Kraken would kill 10 babies for the prospect pool the Blackhawks have.
Oh, yeah, I think in terms of, you were talking about this during the live stream, like, yeah, I mean, right now the Kraken might have a slightly better roster, but in terms of future prospects here, like, I'd much rather be the Blackhawks than the Seattle Kraken right here. It's just a collection of, like, middle 6 forwards. Like, this team isn't going anywhere, man.
But we're talking about being better. We're talking about being better next season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think the youth alone is going to make that happen. It's going to help, and the coaching change is going to help, but like you have to make moves as well to supplement that, make it possible. Yeah.
Like, I think it's fair to say we might be on Gavin McKenna watch for next season.
Oh my God.
Like we might be, like we genuinely might, like, I don't know if you guys have really accepted that reality.
Can we forge his birth certificates, man? Like, let's just draft him now. Let's just take him now. Find a way to make it happen. I don't care.
Like, I think you
guys saw Goodman. Make it happen.
That's my point here, is a little bit of like, you guys have totally dismissed this notion of.
Oh, it's realistic. I don't know if we totally dismissed it.
I've gotten some total dismissal from this of like,
what could happen?
Kyle Davidson's going to be fired and this, that, and the other. And there is a greater than 20% chance that the Blackhawks are in serious contention for Gavin McKenna next year.
Well, no, I think that they're going to be on Gavin McKenna watch because they're going to, like, if you're, 7 spots out, you're on Gavin McKenna watch because you still have like a % chance of getting him.
But would you rather be 7 spots out, or would you rather be like right there? Would you rather be the front runners for Gavin McKenna?
There's a big difference between, like being like mathematically eligible for McKenna versus being a lottery team again, which is kind of what you're saying. You're saying we're going to be like a bottom 3, lottery team.
Like
again,
if you don't get Mitch Marner is what I'm saying. Like,
yeah.
I told you get Mitch Marner, you get a couple other players. These young guys take a big step. You're talking maybe a wild card spot next year. Like, we're watching Calgary and Vancouver like play who wants it the least right now.
Yeah. The teams that, like, let's be honest, especially in the West, like the teams that are flirting with wild card spots all suck.
Like they're not going anywhere. It's only downhill from here.
It doesn't take much to get close to a wild card spot in the West right now. It's just top heavy.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, the Hawks are also, what is it? They're
but if
30
you
points
don't
or
get Mitch
26
Marner,
points out.
if you, yeah, if you don't get Mitch Marner, like, you better hope you're a bottom 2 team in the NHL next year, is what I'm saying. Like, would you want them to get Brock Besser and Ehlers or Brock Besser and Bennett at $8.5 million a year and Besser at 8, and then they finish what, 8th from the bottom?
But here's the other thing too. It's like even if you finish last, there's still only a 25.5% chance you get him. What if they go through another season of paying an Aggie despair just to not even get Gavin McKenna?
It's so ridiculous. No,
like that's year 5 of this now.
I do not want to be a lottery team next year. I don't want that. No. Like, yes, I would want Gavin McKenna, but I don't want to suck shit for an entire another year just to have a 25 to 13 to 9% chance of getting him. No.
Yeah,
you don't think
it's because we were lucky, not because we were, in the worst position.
You don't think if the bottom 3 teams in the NHL next season are Nashville, Anaheim, and Chicago, that Chicago's somehow going to end up with that first overall pick?
I mean, we have insinuated, and it's like, yeah, I mean, there's a reason I think a draft lottery exists. I'm not saying it's manipulated, but like, why do you think it exists, right? So, I mean, I think the Hawks are definitely be more favored to get him. I mean, they got Bedard, I think, for a reason. Again, I'm not saying they got him, but for that reason, but I'm implying it, You want those generational type players to play on, franchises that mean something and are relevant, not just kind of there to
that's exactly why the league was like, we got to get Macklin Celebrini to Southern California.
That was different. Like,
that was
if
different.
you guys talk,
different.
If you guys talk,
didn't really have the generational.
This is
hype
crazy.
going.
Yeah, you guys are saying this after. Yeah, you can't say that after saying Bedard's like in another tier above Celebrini because exactly, Justin. Like Macklin Celebrini wasn't supposed to be as good as Connor, but like he's not supposed to be as good as Connor.
Right now he is, but
he's not supposed to be. Over the long run, he's not supposed to be.
Yeah, and I think we're going to see that too. Like I think there's a lot of recency bias takes of him, and I will admit, I think Celebrini has had a better season than kind of Bedard.
I don't.
So
I just don't buy. I don't buy any of the rigs.
I don't think he's in the same. I still don't think he's in the same tier. I still think there's a difference between franchise and generational. Like I think Betsy's going to be the better
it's like
one,
is the NHL like really been like scratching and clawing to make sure that the city of Pittsburgh was
the Pittsburgh Penguins are about to move. The Pittsburgh Penguins are
that's the one
that's a really important market to the National Hockey League and to hockey in general.
Is it?
It is. It is.
I already see him in the.
Is it just because they're big?
No, it's because they love hockey.
They have the most social media followers.
Yes, but what's the population of the city of Pittsburgh?
The Pittsburgh market is huge.
Like you're telling me you wouldn't like if the NHL could choose to have like Mario Lemieux and Sidney Crosby and be Chicago Blackhawks instead of Pittsburgh Penguins, they would choose to do that. Like Pittsburgh's big because they have great history, not because like it's a super populous urban area.
No, but it's a big hockey market. It's a big Buffalo is a big hockey market.
As Philadelphia, like I know, obviously much smaller markets, but I feel like hockey wise, they're around the same.
Like Buffalo is not like Columbus.
Yeah, but you guys love to say like hockey markets because like there are fans there that really care. But that's not what makes money. Not every market's
a hockey market.
That's not what makes money. It's big markets like attendance and shit like that. Like. It doesn't matter if there's a passionate fan base in fucking Columbus, Ohio.
Well, there's not, so.
There could be if they had fucking Mario Lemieux and Jaromir Jagr and Sidney Crosby. There probably would be. You'd be talking about how damn passionate those fucking Columbus Blue Jackets fans are.
I think Blue Jackets. It's not. It's a Columbus Blue Jackets. It's not like I think they have a passionate fan base. It's just not very large. Yeah. I don't know where I was going with that.
I think the delusion that the Hawks are not going to be in the Gavin McKenna sweepstakes next year is just it's dangerous. You guys are putting yourself in a dangerous position to be incredibly hurt next year.
You're probably right. I'm banking on the fact that Kyle knows he has to have a legacy offseason this year. Because he even said this year. He said after last year, we can't have another season like we did. We are right now. If that happens a second time, I think there's no way. He's gone. So it's I'm hoping that he, makes the moves. He knows the pressure's on to, help drive this thing along. But, it's not a guarantee he's able to make that happen. It's not a guarantee if he does that we do see that, that trend. Because it's look, the Hawks are still like there's a large gap here. Even if we are better, it's possible we don't move up as much in the standings as we think, right? And I think even I've said like best case scenario, I don't think we're a playoff team next year. Like even if we do bring in, like I think Marta, if we puts us in the discussion, it gets us in the race a little bit. But I don't think just one player alone is gonna. You need to make more. You need to make more happen than just that. Yeah.
I don't know. I think that
who's buying a 72 Hawks jersey very soon? That's the number Gavin McKenna wears for the Medicine Hat Tigers.
Oh, I was thinking about Teddy
Vlasic.
Panarin.
Oh, true.
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah, Vlasic. Yeah,
You're
what
right.
am I talking about?
You're
Man,
right.
I'm tired.
No,
That's what this team does.
Also,
to
by
me,
the way,
man.
the Pittsburgh Penguins aren't even a top 10 market in the NHL. Sorry. Sorry,
I don't know about that.
Well, I just looked it up, and just by like multiple metrics, they're not.
Cite your sources, bro.
Google.
Google. Okay. Google himself. All right, fair enough. I feel like I had a thought, but I lost it. Anyway.
Man, this is dark. If we're doing big markets in the NHL talk right now.
How did we get here, man? How did we get to this point?
The NHL rigging
the
draft.
Blackhawks got wrecked by a ass team in the Seattle Kraken 6-2
That's the thing. I know
at
people
home.
in the chat are going to be like, "Oh, why aren't you breaking this game down?" We've broken this game down. Look, we've seen this exact game how many times this season? There's
like the
nothing to
fifth
break
time.
down here.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. And the definition of insanity is watching the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. Like,
Just go watch mine and Justin's post game from Saturday.
Yeah, like
Yeah, it's the same thing. Another 6-2
I'm not
loss,
gonna
right?
sit- I'm
Go
not gonna
watch
sit
y'all's
here-
live stream, right?
I'm not going
Like-
to sit here and waste my time talking about the second period where they gave up 4 goals. Like, I'm just not going to do
go
it. I
watch the
don't
other
care.
Hawks people. Like we care more about the big picture stuff here, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, this one game isn't really gonna, it's a blop, in the
But
in the
this is
multiverse.
like a big game. Like, honestly, like, I know we said, like, this is almost like 3 big games you've dropped in a row now. You had Celebrini versus Bedard in that big game against the Sharks where you want to show that you're on a better timeline than them. And then they hand it to you for the first period of that hockey game. And then you end up losing. You get absolutely waxed in Vancouver because you can't mitigate the problem of goals after goals. Like, it just comes back to bite you in this game at like the end. First goal at the end of the first period that Seattle got, like, that led to them going on the run that they did in this period. So I don't know. It feels like it's 3 big games in a row right now where, frankly, these were all like winnable hockey games, and you had reason to win all of them. Like Bedard's in Vancouver again, Bedard versus Celebrini, and the last place San Jose Sharks. How is this Blackhawks team not in last place? Like, that is the
Yeah, the
craziest
Sharks are
thing
still
ever.
4 points
That's
behind us.
how
Like,
ass
how
the
bad of a
Sharks are.
hockey team do you have to be worse than the 2025 Blackhawks? And yet, I guarantee if you tuned in over there, like, there wouldn't be all this, hysteria that the Sharks are going nowhere. So there's something to be said there as well.
Yeah, I mean, maybe
Because nobody
like,
cares about the San Jose Sharks. They're a nothing
Yeah, they're
team.
irrelevant.
They're an
Yeah,
irrelevant
it's
franchise.
California.
They
Nobody
fucking
cares.
suck. No one cares. No
This
one
is original
cares.
6, right? This means something. There's history here. There's lore here. And you're going to see more of that in tomorrow's show. Tune in there. We have a fun game plan. All-time Blackhawks teams that we'll be drafting together. So that'll be fun. That's giving me a reason to keep going here because this game almost did it. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I was considering quitting this whole operation before we fucking started this post game.
There's a silver lining, though, boys. Want to know what it is? Bedard did not record another 10-minute misconduct tonight, so we made progress
True.
there.
good for him.
He scored a
Yeah, at
goal.
least- it was a nice goal. Like, I mean, I know, he made a few. There was a turnover after
Wasn't
that
it
that led
off
to
a
a cracking
skate?
goal, but it was from a sharp angle. Almost like, you know what happens when you shoot the puck? You can score goals. Like,
Wow.
shoot the puck more, Bedard, dude.
Imagine.
Like, he did have 4 shots tonight. I thought it was, decent game for him, but not perfect by any means. Another good game for Lepshot. That's a positive. Look at Lepshot, man. First 4 games of the Hawks, 2 assists. Like, I think he's been probably our best defenseman since he's been up here. Even better than Vlasic, I dare to say. Yeah.
So a little programming note, just, because somebody asked in chat. We did not end up going to hand out drawstring bags after this game. We called an audible, decided to live stream it tonight. And then me and Lee are going to the game on Thursday against the Kings. And then Sunday, we're going to be handing out drawstring bags after the game against the Flyers. So a little bit of an afternoon tilt. We'll actually get to hand out bags during the day instead of oddly at night. And
Yeah, that doesn't look weird at all.
yeah. No, today would have been a good day for it, but we're like, hey, why don't we just live stream the game instead? So All right, yeah, back to it. I don't know, guys. I don't even know
Tyler
where to take it from
Bertuzzi
here.
broke his 20-game goal drought. Which,
Yeah,
by
good
the
for
way,
him. Let's do
Kyle
stick taps
Davidson-
for Tyler Bertuzzi on the show.
Kyle Davidson brings in this guy, 5-year deal, over $5 million. He's supposed to be the help for Bedard. And he goes 20 games without scoring a goal. Fantastic shot there. What an addition. We have him for 4 more years. I was doing some rosters kind of scenarios for next season, panning out what my ideal Hawks team would look like. And I look at it where the hell does Tyler Bertuzzi fit in here? I feel like he doesn't, but we're stuck with him for 4 more years. I know he had a goal and assist tonight. Who cares? It's the first time he showed up in a month, so it doesn't really mean anything to me.
Lauren's trying to get everybody to do a post game at Rainbow Club.
Rainbow Club. Well, that's very fitting as tonight was Pride Night in CHR.
Rainbow Club is fucking awesome. It's cheap as hell and it's a dive spot really close to my crib. But I can't do it after. I'm not in the mood to celebrate and drink with friends tonight.
Well, I mean, here's the nice thing. You could drink. There's reasons to drink after wins and losses, wins and celebration, and losses and despair. So go knock yourself out there responsibly.
All right.
I don't know. Okay. I actually was going to make a point to do have a Tyler Bertuzzi conversation with you guys on tomorrow's show.
Just do it now. Yeah.
Well, no, yeah. I mean, because I guess the point is a little moot now that he had 1-1 tonight. Good for you. You got blown out.
Yeah, he's
again.
probably fucking
broken clock is right
beers
twice a
in
day.
the locker room. He's probably fucking breakdancing in the dressing room right now.
It was just another tip in too. It was a nothing goal.
I said it at the beginning of the season. I was like, man, this is a guy that goes away for long stretches of the season, and he doesn't have great hands. He's not as physical or as tough as you think he is.
He's also slow as Pat Maroon.
Yeah, he looks goofy out there. He's got the horrible style. He just looks dumb. It just, I don't know. He does. All right. And it's just not working. And you gave him that big ticket. It's more the term that's the problem than the number right now, obviously. This guy is the genesis of our beating it into a square thing. He's just I don't know, man. This is
the
a
only
contract.
month he looked like a competent player was when he's playing at Bedard. He was just getting tap-ins in front of the net. That's the only time he's produced.
But don't you think,
are we going to be talking about?
Shouldn't playing with Connor Bedard be easy?
Yeah, you would think. I mean, he makes it. Yeah.
Right? Isn't that why Ryan Donato looks so good with them? And Ilya Mikheyev sometimes. And you know what I mean? Aren't guys supposed to look good next to Connor Bedard?
I think, I think we see it in his case. He's looked worse without him. So, yeah, I think a lot of guys, they do. Which they should, right? I mean, Betsy should elevate guys. And, I see what you're saying.
I think we're going to be talking about getting the Tyler Bertuzzi contract off the books in
another
4
buyout. You can
months.
join TJ Brody there and whoever else we have to buy out there. The ghost of Brossois and maybe Shea Weber will come out of retirement and save us.
Dude, I don't know. I think that I think part of this is a little knee jerk. It's a little knee jerk. We know, it's the highs and lows.
Got to entertain people, man.
Do you guys want to play a game?
Yeah, let's play a game.
When's the next time the Blackhawks win a hockey game?
Oh, yeah. Let me look up the Hawks schedule here.
Thursday.
That's actually a good question, man.
Okay.
Chicago Blackhawks schedule.
Thursday, the Los Angeles Kings. Win or lose?
Lose.
Okay. Saturday, at St. Louis against the Blues.
Lose.
That could be one they win.
That's what you said about tonight.
Dude, it's just random. It's random. They're
Sunday.
gonna
Lose.
They're gonna win. It's the NHL. It's random. You
Okay,
can't predict.
you better hope, because then you have the Flyers on the second half of a back-to-back on Sunday with travel coming from St. Louis back here. Then you have the Devils, Golden Knights, Utah, Avalanche, Washington Capitals. Before you have a
Utah. We'll
back-to-back
see if
with
that's
Pittsburgh.
the OT winner.
Oh no,
there we
we're
go.
gonna lose a bunch of games before the season's over.
I'm just saying, dude.
I'm sure the Sharks
we're in a
coincidentally are going to lose all their games
We're
too.
in a rebuild. We have a ton of young prospects. We've already seen a bunch of them starting to make it to the NHL level and look very promising.
So you're okay if the Blackhawks lose every game between now and the rest of the season?
No, it's not going to happen because that's not how
14.
the NHL works.
That'd
You
be
lose,
19
you
losses in a
win.
row. Yeah, no.
Someone's got to win games.
That'd break a record. No, I think Yeah, I think this is probably the longest. Like, it's this thing. As bad as the season we've had, like we haven't really had a ton of super long losing streaks. A lot of like 3-4 game losing streaks. Now we're up to 5, so I think this is probably the longest one we've had all season. But yeah, we know the Kings. I mean, that is the team that Spencer Knight won his first game with as a Blackhawk at the UC. Maybe well, if he even starts, they might go back to Soda after tonight. Who knows? Ever since he put the Hawks mask on, took off the Florida mask, hasn't really gone as well. And
He
Soda
became a
is,
Chicago Blackhawk.
I see what you did there. Yeah, I thought he was still at the Panthers when he's wearing the Florida mask. Yeah, welcome to Chicago, buddy.
Yeah, I think he found out tonight what it's like to be a Chicago Blackhawk.
Yeah, that's the thing with this game. Like, it's only one game, but it's like, dude, like you just get back from a 4-game road trip where you lose every game. It's like you get back to the UC. Like, it is one where it's like you should come away with a win against a bad Kraken team. So it's like if we can't beat them, then it's like shit. I mean, I look at the schedule. I generally don't know when our next win is coming. Yeah, I don't know. We'll get a random one in there somewhere.
We're so emotional. I don't know.
This is an emotional game, dude.
Yeah,
I know it is. It is.
Yeah.
It is. No. I'm not like I'm the same way, but it's like just think about how we felt after the Spencer Knight debut. You know, it's like, we're like, oh my gosh, we are so back. And then we get pumped by Seattle at home and we're like, we're going to get Gavin McKenna next year.
It's a roller coaster, man. That's what it is. Actually, here's something I want to point out. I will bring this up enough. The optional warning skate for the Blackhawks team. I'm going to read off the players who showed up. Lepshinov, Delmastro, Nazar, Reichel, Slaggert, Doc, Bedard, Crevier, Kurashev, Soderblom, Knight, and then Valeno and Brody, who didn't play tonight. Those are the only 2 veterans on there. You know, they were scratched. Every other player on here is an under 25, under 23 guy. The youth, it's like we've seen this all season. There seems to be a disconnect between the youth on this team and the veterans who are supposed to be leading the charge here. Like, all those guys are all talk who have the letters. They never show up to this stuff. It's something I've always noticed. You could say, oh, they're older. They don't need the optional skates. Dude, we're 31st in the standings. I think these optional skates should be mandatory. It's something I've just noticed. I want to point out. I think that's something that's very telling. Yeah,
it's a fair point. Yeah, I think. The sooner we move on from a lot of these, you know, older, I think the better.
But you need some, you know, like you can't have all youth. That's the thing. But it's like you need vets who actually have skill, who aren't just S like the ones we have.
Yeah, you don't want vets just for the sake of having vets.
Yes. Like you could always find that. You could always find experience. I don't just want experience, right? I want guys who are experienced, you know, winning and succeeding and still do it, you know? Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know, man.
Hawks have a leadership problem.
They do.
They do,
yeah.
but they have the Blackhawks have 13 problems, and leadership is probably like 7th on that list as far as issues go.
First one is talent, correct?
They got 99 problems. Yeah.
First one's talent. Second one's coaching.
Yeah.
Third one's fucking terrible ownership and business and broadcast situation.
4th is talent again.
4th is talent again. 5th is old players that suck, so talent again a 3rd time.
7th is no cup holders in the United Center.
7th is no cup. No. 7th is leadership. 8th is no cup holders.
9th is me not being invited to, you know, content things and just kind of being ignored by the organization.
And us as a podcast in general.
Us too, yeah. 10th is the fact that CHR is the number 1 listened to Blackhawks podcast, which it should be.
That's crazy that
it's good. It's good.
People are
That's the number 1 amongst fans, right? Like we're winning in our kind of sphere, but I don't just want to win in our sphere. I want to win in everything. I feel like we're more competitive than this team. Like I take it personally when I see that. This team needs to take it more personally.
They don't care. No,
enough.
Some of them care. Some of them care. Some of them care a lot.
The young guns care.
You guys want to play who cares and who doesn't?
We can play who cares and who doesn't.
All right,
love to play who cares and who doesn't. Let's go down the entire roster.
Okay, let's do it.
Right.
Start it.
Right.
Nazar.
Cares.
He cares. Oh, absolutely.
Donato.
Cares.
Connor Bedard.
Cares.
Teuvo Teravainen.
Doesn't. I hate that guy's fucking body. I know he's like a super like passive and like soft finish dude. I was thinking about it on the ride here. I hate his temperament. I never see him celebrate. I never see him get too frustrated. It pisses me off.
Hey, they don't disrespect 2015 Stanley Cup champion Teuvo Teravainen.
Pisses me off. Even if he does care, it's annoying that like he acts like that. Go ahead.
Jason
some hockey players are just more nonchalant, man. It's a personality thing. Doesn't mean he doesn't care.
Jason Dickinson.
No, I think he's checked out.
I think he's got like anger issues and has been trying to like hurt people.
He hasn't done
recently.
shit this season. And that's what you do when you don't trade guys when they have value. And then you sign to these extensions and then they regress. Yeah, not hinting at anything there.
We'll say
But yeah,
doesn't
Dickinson
care.
hasn't done anything. Yeah.
Mikheyev.
He's been useful.
He's
I
he's the only Blackhawk I think that has a positive plus minus.
So yeah, he cares. He's actually, how sad is this that Mikheyev might be the second best free agent or addition that Davidson made this offseason? He's actually been good for the PK. Like, I actually don't mind Mikheyev. And I had zero expectations for him. And he's done more for this team than fucking Bertuzzi.
Wyatt Kaiser is a +1. Ilya Mikheyev is a +2. Only other player that's close.
How the hell are you
only
a
other
plus
player
minus
that's
on this
close is Isaac Phillips, who is a 0, and he only played 3 games.
3 games. Now he's a Manitoba Moose legend over there.
All right. We got to push through
Sorry,
who
keep
cares
going,
and who
keep going.
doesn't. Landon Slaggert
Cares.
just can't hit the net.
Yeah.
Nick Foligno. This is a tough one.
I think in his words he cares,
he's an
but his
identity
actions
guy.
he
He's
does.
an identity guy.
This might be a controversial opinion, but I think people overrate Foligno, man. Like, I like the guy, but it's like, even when he got to C, it's like, that didn't do it for me. Like, I feel like he just because he's 36, he's been around, he's been captain before. But it's like, he's been on this team for as long as some of these young guys have. And I've never seen his name at these optional skates and shit. He says a lot of nice things in the media. Seems like a good guy.
Care.
I like Foligno, but like, he does seem kind of checked out. I think the retirement home is calling for him.
Yeah.
Colton Dock.
Cares.
Pat Maroon.
No, he's a good mentor, but no, he's checked out. No.
Why do you think he fought tonight then?
Because what the fuck else is he going to do? Did you see
it's John Hayden. It's John Hayden. You don't need to give him one.
Tassos, I compared him to my dead grandmother tonight, and you're going to say, why is he fighting? What the fuck else is this guy going to do out there?
Yeah, he's going to get scratched every night if he doesn't show a little bit of passion, or act like he cares. So I think he's been a good mentor to guys like Reichel, but that's about it. Otherwise, I don't think he really, no. How is he even still here? Like, he's not an AHL player anymore. I'm sorry.
Lucas Reichel.
He cares.
Nah, I'm going to say doesn't care.
Yeah.
I think he feels slighted and probably doesn't care.
He probably cares about himself. He probably cares about himself.
Well, you know why? Because he's been stapled to the fourth line every year.
Imagine being him.
It doesn't matter what he does.
Yeah, I would be like, fuck these guys too. If they're playing Jason Dickinson on the first line, you're stapling me to the fourth. I'd be like, fuck this team. Probably doesn't care, and good for him because he shouldn't.
At this point, I kind of hope we trade Reichel, and not because I think he's going to be a stud in this league. I just don't think it's going to happen here because he's just been stapled to the fourth line all year. It doesn't matter what he does. Like, I think he will probably thrive elsewhere. It'll be the next, I don't know, Dylan Strome or whatever. Like, I guarantee it. It's going to happen.
Tyler Bertuzzi.
No, he still does not give a shit. He got his bag and he's checked out.
This guy doesn't care
Alex
about
Vlasic.
anything.
He cares. I think that's a potential.
Dog.
I'd rather get to see the Betsy, but if it's not him, I do like what I've been seeing. I think Vlasic wearing to see actually makes a ton of sense. Good Chicago boy too. You always see him kind of repping the team. So no, he definitely cares.
Artem Levshinov.
Oh, he cares.
Yeah, it's hard not to when you've played
He just got
four
here,
games.
So, yeah, he cares.
Yeah,
he cares.
Yeah.
All right, all these. I mean, okay, Del Mastro cares. I assume cares to try and keep his spot maybe in the lineup.
Yeah.
Same with Wyatt Kaiser.
They're still trying to prove it.
Yeah.
Connor Murphy.
And another guy who's like says all the right things, right? He's worn the A for years. He's the longest tenured Hawk, but it's like
I think Connor Murphy cares. I'm gonna say Connor Murphy cares. At least see him go out there and be physical. And
I've never been a Murphy guy. I know he hits people, and he's not that good defensively for all the hype he gets. Like, I've never been impressed. We traded Jalmerson for this guy, and he hasn't ever come close to that kind of player. And he was a first round pick too. I think he was picked like 14 or something. So he's never moved.
I think he cares that his paycheck hits his locker room every 2 weeks. That's what I think.
He's making quite a bit of
his paycheck hits his locker room. All right.
Or his locker, whatever. His locker room, whatever. Dude, you know what I meant. You know what I meant.
I'm just being shitty.
Alec Martinez.
Does not give a fuck.
All right. I assume both goalies care, although
TJ
Arvid
Brody.
Soderblom
TJ
didn't look
Brody.
like it.
You say what you will about TJ Brody. He's been an effort guy all season.
Yeah, he's certainly having to try really hard.
That's a positive. At least we haven't seen his name like in the locker room for a while. Like, he's not been playing good.
Here's a name. Anders Sorensen.
Nope. He knows he's done. He knows he's a fill-in replacement.
I don't think he knows he's coaching in the NHL.
Doesn't seem like.
I think he's a robot. Is he even a person, man? Like, he doesn't show any emotion whatsoever. He might be AI. He might be.
Anders Sorensen post-game interview tonight, I promise you it's going to be like a tough night. And he's going to be like, yeah, we started well, lost 6-2, fell apart in the second.
What if, like, tonight's the night he just
gets
over
again?
What if tonight's the night he just gets, like, incredibly profound and deep?
I like it. I respect him more for it. Like, give the slightest fuck. Even if you know, like, you're not going to be the guy here. Like, while you're here, make your impact some way, dude. Like,
Anders Sorensen is a guy that I think could benefit from a heroic dose of psychedelics. If that makes sense.
Just needs to see the world a little differently.
Does he even exist? Like, he feels like just an NHL like shell coach, like just put in real life.
He just needs perspective. He needs an outer body experience, and he'll be a great coach in this league.
Like, his Wikipedia page is just going to be he was the first Swedish NHL coach, and that's going to be the whole thing. Like, that's like all there is to it. Like, I don't know. Yeah.
Dude, I think he's going to look back like 10, 15, 20 years down the line after and be like, man, like, I was an NHL coach for 7 months and that's what I did.
Yeah.
You know, like, oh, I wish I had done significantly better than I did.
Just a guy who knows he's out of his element.
He's going to be coaching the Chicago Mission in 5 years and be like, I was an NHL coach.
And they're like, okay, Grandpa.
No, it's going to be speaking Chinese over there at the Kunlun Red Star. Ni hao, ni hao.
Hey, that's a respectable organization, dude. They could probably beat the Blackhawks right now.
All right. Let's not get disrespectful.
There's that former NHL players on Kunlun.
Is it Neely Akapov on that team?
No, they traded him halfway through the season.
No way. No.
What happened?
Galchenyuk play for? I don't know.
He was lighting it up so much, so they didn't want him on Kunlun Red Star.
He's a promising young talent.
They have players such as former NHLer Brandon Yip.
Oh, yeah, that's a pull.
Kyle Rao is on the team. Danny O'Regan. Thomas Yurko, former Detroit Red Wing, is on the team.
He's a former Blackhawk as well.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
You have Spencer and Parker Fu, the Fu brothers. Let's see. Who else do we have? Ian McCoshen, former Florida Panther.
Does Jake Chelios still play there? Like,
he does. He
does.
Son?
Yeah,
and he is playing. Okay, yeah. Jake Chelios. Did I tell you guys he's playing on my Greek team here in Chicago?
No way.
Yeah.
Nice. Chris Chelios liked one of my posts on Biak Beams. There was a post slandering Seth Jones, and he liked it. So shout out Chris Chelios.
He was probably hammered.
Oh my god!
And it's like, whoa, fucking Seth Jones.
Get a load of this guy.
That's hilarious. Oh my gosh. Dream Microdose Squad, Lee, Sorensen, Carcillo. That sounds like hell.
So you said Carcillo. Did you see the video of Jonathan Toews skating with Dale Carcillo a while back? Yeah.
Yeah, I did. That made me happy. Made me smile.
Yeah, that was cool. Yeah. Very nice. I think we're checked out here.
Kessler's Sons can beat the current Hawks.
Probably, yeah.
That's a good team.
Yeah, I think I might be better than our squad, honestly. Yeah.
Stay the course.
Well, you're out there talking about, there's some news. They're talking today about negotiations there. We might see an NHL, KHL game in the future. So let's just put the Blackhawks against the Red Star and see what happens for fun.
Oh, God.
Not to get political here.
Could be fun. Could be fun.
Anything else you guys want to talk about?
That's it for me.
Predictions for draft tomorrow.
I think you guys are all going to get dusted by me.
Oh, dude, Blackhawks puck, y'all are cooked, man. This is my realm of expertise. I think the B-Hawks are going to put together the championship team here. Yeah.
We'll see. I'm going to take Andrew Shaw in the 4th round.
How are we determining draft order here?
Raven's going to pick a number, and then whoever's furthest from it picks last.
Raven's that guy who always does the thing with the draft lottery guy. Well, who's the guy who always does that? Like, is it Daly? Whatever his name is. I don't know.
I don't know. I'm always at work during the draft lottery.
Bill Daly. Yeah, I think that's him. Yeah.
I think that was a golfer.
Yeah. You think of John Daly.
I think the top team in the KHL right now, Lokomotiv Yaroslavl. They'd give the Hawks a run for their money.
What's Ska? Like that St. Petersburg team, right? They're pretty good.
I'm looking at the best team. I'm looking at Lokomotiv, who have Alexander Radulov on the team right now. They have former Blackhawk Richard Panik on the team.
Oh, no way.
They have a Blackhawks pick, although he's 27, Artur Kayumov. Justin?
Yeah. I don't think we're ever going to sign that guy.
He's been kind of balling. I think he's like pretty close to a point per game this year.
How about the Metallurg with Roman Kantsarov?
I don't know where they are. I didn't.
They're not good. They're not.
You're
good.
right. That kid
Kantsarov carries.
That kid has 44 points in 62 games.
There's that other Hawks
the one that
prospect.
got away.
The one that got away.
Ilya Safonov. What team does he play for? He's a Hawks prospect. Yeah.
See, this is the prospect talk. No. This is just like, could the Blackhawks beat the best team in the KHL right now?
Honestly, they probably lose.
Stop! It's the NHL.
The KHL's better than you think, man. Like these guys are.
Yeah, but
Those guys are
Justin,
professionals too.
Yeah, but Justin, Connor Bedard would be putting up a goal a game in the KHL.
Yeah, the rest of this team, I don't know, man.
Let's stop.
Different league there. Yeah.
Connor Murphy would look like a fucking.
No, there's better
He
defense
looked
than
like
Connor
Murphy
the
over there,
KHL.
dude. He looked exactly like himself. He looked
In all
like
seriousness,
Connor Murphy.
the Hawks would win, but I think the game would be a lot closer than you think. I think they probably care more. If we want to get back to the care-o-meter, the give-a-shit-o-meter, I think they would show a lot more balls in that fight.
Okay. I can't believe we're doing an NHL team would lose to a KHL team talk right now.
No, dude, they just got
How
pumped
did
by
we
the
get
Squids.
here, man?
They got
What is
pumped
this?
by the Squids.
Yeah, dude, the Squids have a ton of players that you really like, apparently, Tassos.
Oh my god.
Who was the player you said unironically first during the live
Andre
stream?
Burakovsky.
Release the Kraken.
This dude goes, bro, they got Andre Burakovsky. Trust me, they're a good team.
This isn't
And then I
Stanley
said
Cup
Jordan
champion
Eberle.
Burakovsky.
Oh, dude.
Sid, it's okay. We're good. We've got Andre Burakovsky. We're good.
Sid, is Crosby in the chat? I saw he made some history today, right? Like, what is it, like fourth most points of the same team or something? So yeah, shout out Sidney Crosby.
Yeah, Andre Burakovsky's actually been terrible with the Kraken. So
Yeah, you said him first.
okay, dude. All right. Let's see how you do in the snake draft tomorrow before you start
We're just gonna
chirping
get
too much.
destroyed.
Why do you think I'm gonna get destroyed? I have access to all the same information you morons do. I'm probably just gonna
It's all
pick
in
the
here,
team
man.
better than you fucking idiots. If you get the first pick in the draft tomorrow, who are you taking, Justin?
Well, I'm not going to reveal the information, man. A magician doesn't reveal his tricks.
If
here.
you take
That's
Connor Bedard,
confidential.
if you take Connor Bedard, I swear to God.
No, there's one guy I take before Bedard. Probably a couple guys I take before Bedard, but you know what I mean.
There's one guy I'd take before.
There's a few guys I'd take before Bedard. Yeah.
That's funny.
Is this going to break the record for the longest post-game show? How long
Oh my
have we been doing
God.
this?
Wait, have we been doing it for that long? Can we fucking get out of here?
How are we still? Like, is this still happening? Like, I feel like I'm
Yeah,
dreaming
no,
right
no,
now.
it is.
Oh
Is
my
chat
gosh,
still here? Are there
it
people
is.
watching
It's been
this
like a
right now?
fucking 50-minute post game.
Yeah,
There's
everybody's
20 people still
been
watching.
watching. Yeah, no.
Dude, I
everybody's
just
been
thought we
watching
were
stuff.
still going because like we hadn't hit like our 30-minute or something. Jesus, dude. Yeah.
All right.
We got a show to do tomorrow.
We have a big
Yeah.
show to do tomorrow.
Yeah, I've got
Huge
a lot
show.
of
Yeah.
important things to do tonight, so.
Yeah, something big is coming.
All right, thank you guys all so much for listening. Be sure- subscribe to the YouTube channel. Please follow the Instagram if you are not already.
Follow it with your burner too.
Follow with
Yes.
the burners. Follow us on Twitter too. It means a lot to Lee.
Yes, make
We
love
have
to the
a
sub
really
button.
good show tomorrow, as we have been talking about. We are doing a snake draft, making all Blackhawks teams. So it's going to be
Yes,
a lot
sir.
of fun. So tune into that. Thanks for hanging out with us. This team's dog shit. We got to get Mitch Marner. Thanks
Leave
for
a
watching.
5-star rating and review.
Absolute ass.